Hello, my name is Carlos Diaz. This is my project for FMT 123. I built a conveyor belt to do a batch washer project. This is pretty much a prototype of what I wanted to do. I have a 24-volt motor and a 12-volt fan that are run off of my PLC program. The 24-volt motor is run directly off of the PLC. The 12-volt fan is run off of a PWM kind of code that I wrote up with the greater than or equal to code. I can start it and kind of torques out a little bit, but I have the belt tension too high. Basically, as it goes through, there would be different. I'm not sure if you can actually hear me talk, but basically, as it would be going through, it would activate the washing cycles, the rinse cycle, and then the fan cycle, and then it would start the motor. After that, it would once it detected it got to the end, it would just run the fan cycle and turn off the washes. Do you have any questions?
So this is a car wash?
It's a batch washer, so it's for like boards or material parts that you want to have a chemical wash with, something that you can't do by hand because of temperatures or toxicity.
Being as he's not here, was it hard to wire?
It was a little difficult to wire because at first I didn't have the power supply plugged in.
That always helps.
After I got that figured out, it was again a lot more simpler.
How about the program? Was it difficult for the?
The program is just stuff we went over in the 123 class. So pulse width modulation, I did a timer program, and then I did a greater than or equal to program where it detected how far it was through the timer. After that, I would turn the voltage on to the output for like 40 milliseconds, and then it would turn it off for another 40 milliseconds in a sequence to bring the voltage down.
So pulse width modulation was covered in your class?
Yes.
Great.
Do you have an interface with the panel view?
I did not get an interface with the PanelView working yet, but when that would come about, there would be different indicators for which cycle it was in.
What was the reason you chose that as your project? Is it something that you kind of work with in a sense already, or?
Yeah, we have one of these machines at work, so I was kind of
Just kind of replicating
what I've seen. My previous project was a pump, an overflow tank, and a supply tank, and so my hope was to integrate the two projects when it finally came
with
together.
more time.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. How do you control the speed of the motor?
So it's a 24-volt motor, so it can take the full voltage from the PLC, but you could run the same type of code that the fan is used to bring the voltage down, and by regulating the voltage, you can regulate the speed of the motor. Or you can have it stop at certain stations by having a timer for when it moves forward and a timer for when it stops. Or a sequence of timings as well, which we also went over sequences in the 123 class.
How much did you spend on the project?
I built a metal frame. I built this frame. I did about 3 other conveyor belts. I have a rubber belt as a backup in case this didn't work. Several rubber bands. The motor was about $17, $18. A lot of the other parts I was able to kind of scrounge together, but probably about $80 in like the motor and the conveyor assembly, and another $80 in the PVC, the acrylic, all the lights that I bought, everything else. So
close to $200.
Huh?
So close to $200.
Yeah, just about.
So how would you have incorporated your other project with this one?
I had, my last project had water pumps, and I was going to perforate, this area. I was gonna put the hose, run the hose inside, and then have that actually drip water by perforating the hose for the water pump.
What is that on top?
It's a shroud to protect you from actually touching the conveyor belt, or to protect the materials from you touching it while they're being washed. So, anything else?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.